Yo, what's good, people? We back at it. Another episode. What's the word with LJ Mental Podcast? As always, I'm your host with the most, LJ. Back in here again. Another week. Another beautiful motherfucking episode we about to get into. And as always, again, appreciate you for anybody who's listening and been rocking with me. We gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna keep hitting you with these episodes. We're gonna keep hitting you with these opinions and knowledge and these word of the weeks and yeah, man. We're just gonna keep this thing going. But yeah, let's get right up into it. So, the title of this episode you'll see is called "It's a War Going On Outside." And if you didn't know anything about me, I'm a big hip hop head, and if you don't know, that's cool. I'm gonna fill you in. Um, the reason why I called it that is interesting. It's in reference to Mobb Deep song "Survival of the Fittest." The first line from Prodigy on that song. It's a war going on outside, no man is safe from. And I love that record. But anyway, it refers into, which is my word of the week, which is survival, and I feel like it is a war going on outside because this is real craziness going on. It's always been crazy. There's always been a divided country. It's always been not even just in the United States, but around the world. It's just wild right now. Just natural disasters going on in the Philippines. Natural disasters going on in other countries and some countries in Africa. And here at home in the U.S., there's some wild going on with violence. Like it's been real violent, unfortunately, as far as people getting shot, as far as people plotting on each other, doing different things out there. It really is a war going on, and unfortunately, I'm not surprised. Um, and I don't even think it's just the election. I think obviously this year has been real crazy for a lot of people. People stuck in the house, a lot of people lost their jobs, and depending on where you come from, you starving out here and you looking. Unfortunately, some cats out here, they might see you shining, and they look at you like you food. And I bring that up to say, yeah, it's been some unfortunate incidents happening as far as some musicians, some artists, some unfortunately, there's been some black males that's been shot. Two of them killed. Two of them got shot but survived. Fortunately for them. Uh, the two artists that I'm referring to that got shot are Boozy Badass and Benny the Butcher. Two great MCs, great rappers. Um, no matter how you feel about any artist, I don't wish anybody getting shot. Like for real, it's crazy, man. I don't want to get into much of the particulars on either one of those situations. All we know is it happened in both of them. Ironically, was in Texas. Boozy got shot in Dallas, and Benny got shot in Houston. So I mean, that's crazy for one. It's sad that and like I was saying earlier that some of these people out here you don't know what they going through, and that ain't no excuse at all. Cause in a way, if you running up on somebody, you know for a fact they got money, you know they successful, and you trying to take what they worked hard for. You a hater. Like instead of like, and I know it's hard out here. It's hard for a lot of us out here. But if you out here trying to rob people and out here like you just trying to take for, because these dudes work their ass off to get to where they at, and this life is hard enough for everybody. And cats out here like there's always been cats getting robbed or shot or stabbed up. And if you go certain neighborhoods, especially if you're in unfamiliar territory, um, it's best you really gotta watch how you move. And if some of these cats, they see they got big jewels on, big chains, watches, whatever. I know how it go. You from the hood, like I was saying, like they look at you like you fool, and it's very unfortunate because that shouldn't. Instead of like, I mean, I know some people. You look at some people, not because everybody's situation is different. You can't follow exactly what somebody's path is and think you're gonna have the same result. You can only be you. You can look at other people for inspiration, which I do. Like it's a lot of inspirational people out here. Um, but everybody's path is different. You gotta be authentic to who you are. Don't try and do something because you see it's working for them. They're working for them because they're being authentic to who they are. Whether they're a ball player, whether they an actor, whether they rap, whether they sing. Um, and those shit can't be our only role models either. Like seriously, like I know in a lot of black community we only see a way out is if you play ball, rap, or drugs, or all three for some people. All three. Some cats is all doing all three on his side. You can't. But yeah, this yeah, the situation is sad. What happened with Boozy and Benny because we really got to protect ourselves. I think as a whole, I think we should have legal. I think we should have legal firearms because we got to protect ourselves out here. There's some crazy people in this world, but and they just don't care. Like people don't got compassion. They don't care what you did to get to where you at, or don't or think you might have something and try and take whatever little or much or big you have, and they just want to take it from you. And we just got to be cautious. We got to be aware, and we can't let people just run up and stuff like that. I know, and I wish them brothers the best. Hope they get a speedy recovery. Boozy and Benny's from my hometown in Buffalo. I wish both of those brothers a speedy recovery, and neither one of them deserve that. And they both really great artists. Boozy is to me really funny. With some of his interviews, he to me he just being authentic to who he is. Boozy just seemed like a real cat. I never met him, but he just seemed like a cat that's real and he funny. And Benny seemed like a good dude too, and like I like his music. He can rap, and I'm glad. Like I said, both of them brothers gonna be all right. And unfortunately for the other two brothers I mentioned, King. I never actually heard of either one of those artists. A guy King Von and another guy. He was actually that guy's from Chicago and was killed in Atlanta. Rest in peace to King Von and the other artist. I don't want to say his name wrong. I can't remember his name. I just know he's from Texas. And rest in peace to both of those brothers. I forgot his name. But either way, whoever you are. Whether you a known name or not, I don't like to hear or see about people getting shot up and murdered and shot at, and it's just real unfortunate. And I feel like it really is a war, not just because of these shootings that happen in the hip hop community, but going around the world as far as people are struggling right now, and as you look and do whatever they can to get, they're trying to survive. So that's why my word of the week is survival, because people they don't care about anybody else. Not everybody like that, but some of these people that's struggling out here, they doing whatever they can and feel like they need to do to survive. They don't care about the repercussions, obviously. Some people just not even thinking about no damn repercussions. When you in the moment, unfortunately, like some of these cats, like they're not rational. You're just seeing like, okay, this could be a come up. I could rob this dude here, and we can sell this shit or take their money. Just come. Some people like they're just not being rational, caring about the consequences or repercussions that could come from what they did, and Some people just don't care. Like as you get older, you gotta think and be wiser and understand things can happen to you for or you do something to somebody else. And I'm a firm believer in karma too. I really I'm a firm believer in that. I believe in God and I believe in karma. You do something really grimy or disrespectful or messed up or fucked up to somebody, and they ain't do nothing to you. Yeah, I'm definitely a believer in that. It's gonna come back on you. Sometimes you don't even gotta do nothing. They gonna get theirs. And as I get older, I realize that like some cats that have done me wrong in the past, and stuff has been done to me, and I'm a firm believer in that. That karma is gonna come back on them, but it is what it is. You can't even worry about it. In the moment, you sad, you pissed off, you feel all these different emotions. Um, we gotta stay strong, gotta stay positive, keep this thing moving, and we gotta do everything we can to survive out here because it's a tough world. It's been tougher than ever this year, 2020. It's almost coming to an end. We got a month and a little bit extra change to go to wrap up this year. Um, and this is interesting. Like I'm already thinking about goals that I have for 2021. I'm not gonna get into that on the show, but I got my own personal goals. I like to write. Actually, I'm gonna give you guys a little tip right now too. If you wanna, cause I know some things. A lot of us like. I think everybody got the mindset to be creative and come up with ideas or goals that you may have. Whether it don't even have to be big goals. It could be large or small. Whatever the goal is. One thing I like to do is when I know that I think a goal is going to take some time that I feel like I can accomplish it within that year. Um, I set a list. I like to come up with at least 5 things, and I'm encouraging you guys to do this too. Just come up with a list of 5 things you want to accomplish for. Do this every year, or even if you want to do it like quarterly, every 6 months. But me, I do it per year. I'm probably gonna start doing it every 6 months, but I've been doing it every year. Just come up with. I might have a couple things already in my head, but I just like to sit there for a minute and just come up with. Whether maybe it might be something, maybe some suggestions, maybe, or just read. Maybe read something that might inspire you. Just come up with. However you come up to your conclusion of your 5 things. I would encourage you, anybody out there listening, come up with 5 things you want to do to accomplish. And I think that gives you something to strive for too. That helps keep you self motivated. Like, okay, this is what I want to do today to get to my goal, or it might be something you could accomplish in that day. Who knows? However you come up to that conclusion, that's something that I want to suggest to you because I'm gonna start doing that within the next couple of weeks. Come up with 5 things. I already got a couple in my head now that I want to accomplish for the year 2020. But I think that's a good way to help motivate people too, especially at a really tough time we got right now. Just do whatever you can, and I'm not talking about no damn New Year's resolution thing where people be in a gym for like the first month of January and don't go for the rest of the year. I'm not talking about no New Year's resolution like that. I am talking about life goals that you can achieve, and I think if you write it down, it can help you remember it, and you can come back to it and keep it in a place you know you're gonna see daily. That's what I like to do. Keep it in a place where you know you're gonna see, and you can look at it, come back to it, and say, okay, that's what I need to do to take the steps further to reach this goal, that goal. Then you start checking them off, and just I think you should always have something to strive for, even if you've reached your goals. I feel like there's always something to do. That's why one thing I don't understand is when people say they're bored, right? I get it. Maybe you got a chill day and you don't want to do too much. Some people like that, but to me, I feel like there's always something to do. like always, like no matter what it is. Like I don't understand that, but anyway, encouraging you 5 goals, write them down, and yeah, and I think that's a good way to keep survive too. Like you feel like reaching your goals, that's a good way to keep a bright state of mind and do this thing and take care of you, your family, and help you survive. Encourage everybody in your family to do it. I don't even think you gotta be an adult. Encourage your kids to do it. Write down their own goals that they want to reach and help them with it. Like I said, I feel like there's something that anybody could do, and I love the thought of and other people trying it, and I hope everybody does. So, a couple more things I want to get into. Um, I'm shocked by something. Like I'm truly fucking appalled. Like, and what I'm referring to is, there's a IG battle coming up tomorrow, and I'm definitely gonna be tuned in for this one. I'm definitely gonna be tuned in for this one. This is an Instagram versus battle. I've talked about this in the past on some of my past episodes about some IG battles and that were happening and some of the results I thought they were gonna be and talked about some ideal battles that I feel like will be dope that hasn't happened yet. But this one I never ever in a million years thought would happen. Um, and I'm referring to the verses of not Ti. I'm sorry, Jeezy versus Gucci Mane. Now the original versus was actually coming up Thursday. It was supposed to be Ti versus Jeezy, but I'm not sure. It seems like Ti bowed out and let that happen with Jeezy and Gucci Mane. Now Ti and Jeezy, I could have anticipated, and I wouldn't have been shocked by that. But when I saw they switched it to Gucci Mane, I yeah, I couldn't believe that shit. Like for real, I never thought in a million years these two dudes would be in the same room together ever in life. Not after all the shit they've been through. Um, if you don't know, our community, Jeezy and Gucci Mane has had a long history of beef. Not just a rap beef, they had a serious street beef where some lives were lost. And there was bounties on chains there was some very serious accusations and not even just accusations, but serious claims and some of their songs, and it was crazy. And when you're younger, like you like hearing that grimy rap, you like, and I like beef records, diss records, but not when it gets to the point where people gonna get shot or die. Like these two dudes, they had real beef. This wasn't just no rap beef. This was a real thing. There's a big difference, people, between real street beef and just was happening on wax on rap records. But yeah, these two dudes, yeah, I never in a million years thought this would ever happen. But it is, and I'm real interested to see how that's going to turn out. And I'm seeing some memes online that they gonna have like a bunch of their security in a room. Um, it was together like in the caption read, "This is what the Jeezy Gucci Mane versus gonna look like." Bunch of security in between, and I think it was like a picture from like some wrestlers. I think Undertaker and Triple H was in it. I think or something. It was a meme like this is what the Gucci Mane and Jeezy versus, and they had a bunch of security in between them. But yes, I'm very interested to see how this gonna turn out because there's been shit talking from both sides and it's recently. So I mean, I hope these brothers can keep it peaceful. They both very successful. They both married. They both have had great careers over the years. Um, and I just hope it turns out good. I mean, I think they will. I mean, it's it should be a good battle though. Me personally, I've always been more of a Jeezy fan. Like I was never really a big Gucci Mane fan growing up. But over the years as I got older, I started realizing, like, oh, Gucci do got some dope records, but I still like Gucci, or not Gucci. I still like Jeezy more. I feel like his records resonate with me, and I think it's gonna be a good battle overall. And I probably know way more Jeezy records from his old days of being in the group Boys in the Hood to one of his first big singles, Soul Survivor, I Love It, to the record My President is Black, My Lambo is Blue, to the record he got with Nas on the album Recession, to even some more recent records like Jeezy got joints for days, like so I think it'll be dope. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I just hope they keep it peaceful. But yeah, I never in a million years. When I first heard about it, I was shocked. Like I couldn't believe it. I thought they was just basically gonna be like 50 Cent and Ja Rule. Now 50 is funny. I immediately thought about 50 when I saw this happen. Versus gonna happen. But I'm like, man, yeah. And 50 even in an interview recently said that just they asked him about it, and 50's like, no, I would never be in a room with Ja Rule. Which that's to be expected. I'm not surprised by that. Them two brothers have also have a real beef too, and there was a lot of fighting. People got stabbed in that situation, and yeah, that shit was crazy too. People got shot. People got robbed. There was a lot of violence that happened in that beef, and I don't think them two guys will ever be in a room together peacefully, ever. If them two brothers make it to 75 years old, they still probably not gonna like each other. Like that situation is crazy too. This is real similar to me with the Jeezy and Gucci. You got some differences obviously in what's transpired, but that's what I immediately thought about. I'm like, yeah, I thought they was gonna be like 50 and Ja Rule. But apparently maybe they peaceful. Maybe they feel like, okay, we grown now. Maybe they squashed it, and maybe who knows? Maybe they'll do a record together. I don't know if they will. That's something they planning. But this is a good start if everything turned out right. And it's interesting that T.I. was willing to bow out. He said that this is what the world really wanted to see, Jeezy and Gucci. And T.I., I think he won. He really want like a bigger matchup. Like he want probably Jay-Z. He already called out 50 Cent, but 50 sound like he not gonna do it. But yeah, I think Ti want one of them. But I think it's gonna be good. I'm definitely looking forward to it. You guys can tune in tomorrow too, and I'm glad they added the feature on IG Live, so you can hook it up to your TV now. You can see it, not just your phone. So yeah, that's pretty dope. They had to have that because this verse has become too big now. So gonna be tuned in for that. Maybe you guys will be tuned in too, and be interesting to hear what. I'm just interested. I wonder who feel like. And I think I've heard people go back and forth on this. Who they feel like is the better artist. I fuck with Jeezy more. I always have. I always felt his records. Like I feel him more. Gucci, I didn't feel as much, honestly. But they both dope. They both legends on the real. If you want to be real about it, you can't deny it. They both legends. They both are. And yeah, it should be a good one. Now, before I get up out of here, got one more topic I want to get into as far as my TV shows I want to talk about this week. And first one, I want to shout out to the show called, I don't know if anybody's seen it, it's called Peaky Blinders. I was watching that recently and finished that series. That show was really, really dope. I guess yeah, it's based in England. I'm gonna give it away. It's an interesting time period too, early 1900s, during a war time, based in England, and yeah, and there's a lot in how the underworld works. They was showing how the underworld works during that time period in the UK, and it's actually really good. And apparently a lot of people watched it. Like I think I saw the stats, like 7 million people watch per episode or something like that. Pretty close to that. I don't know if that's U.S., UK viewers or all combined, but a lot of people watched it. And I guess it was on a network there first, and then Netflix acquired the rights to it to be aired in the U.S. and in other countries. And but yeah, I started watching it. I was hooked. I already when I first saw the trailer, I thought this was something interesting to check out and watch, and I just loved it. For me, like a good show, I love a good story, and I love like the main characters gotta be standouts. They gotta be dope and interesting, and I think this show provides that with great characters, like the main character, Tommy, and his people involved, his brothers. And I don't give too much away, like I said, 'cause I think people should go check it out. But it's a real dope show. Peaky Blinders. Should go check it out. Um, Another show too. Just start on Netflix. Just start watching The Crown. Not sure how good that show is. I really just only watched the first episode, but I thought the trailer was interesting. That's also a show looks like based in England. So, a queen coming to power during a very tragic time. It sounds like, uh, yeah, it looks interesting. I'm not sure about that yet. First episode so far, not sure how I feel about it yet, but I'm checking that out. I'm just telling people that it looks interesting, but check that out too. But another show that I want to talk about is For Life. That's on ABC. You can also watch that on Hulu. That's how I've been watching it. Season 2 is starting back up. If you haven't seen season 1, you should go check that out. Airs 10 p.m. at night, and I think yeah, that show is really good. And it is an interesting story. It's loosely based on the life of a man named Isaac Wright, who was wrongfully convicted and sentenced to life in prison for something he actually didn't even do. And he actually, it's a real interesting story of survival. This man really is a survivor. What he did is he became a lawyer in prison, a real life story, and he fought a bunch of people cases, and he finally was able to fight his own case and get out of prison. So that's somebody who's a real survivor right there, and I love it. And it also goes into the theme of this the word of the week. So yeah, I think that's a real interesting story, and his story is, like I said, loosely based on his life, but not has a lot of differences. The main theme, obviously, is the man, the character who plays him on the show, even though he has a different name, Aaron Wallace, the main character on the show, is based on his life, but has a lot of differences. Main theme. Show, but yeah, I'm gonna be checking that out when I have the time tonight, and I think you guys should too, because season 1 was good. And I'm looking forward to it. Plus, the man 50 Cent is the executive producer on that. One of my favorite people in the world of entertainment. So yeah, go check that out. And yeah, we in here. It's been another week, another episode of the What's the Word with LJ Mentor podcast. As always, we'll appreciate everybody for listening. And yeah, I'm out. Deuces.